So I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I don't have any emotions from trading tonight because I definitely do. This was an absolutely insane move, and I was very fortunate and lucky to be part of this move. Why did this happen? I believe it's because of the fact of the Japan USA tariff talks. Prime Minister Ishiba says deal is win-win based on Japan's tech, US labor, and market. Um, and I think that's why this move happened. But if we were to really go over the day or the night, technically, because I trade at night, the night that I had trading, I honestly just kind of messed myself up. And what I mean by that is I didn't break any rules. And I think I need to add one new rule, which is a bad habit that has been not creeping up, but was creeping up maybe about a little over a month ago, back in June, where I got these new funded accounts. And that is stopping out early, basically closing the position before the price hits my stop loss. And that's exactly what I did today. I did not do a good job of holding on to my trade, having my stop loss where it needed to be, or holding my stop loss where it should have been, and not clicking this close position button. So that's basically what happened with my trading today. However, we did a really good job. So let's go over this trade. Let's kind of go over what happened, how I had a good winning day today. Again, we didn't break any of our rules, and it's something where I'm very proud of myself being able to step away. This is a really good trade right here if I were to take that one, if I waited that long. But um, we stuck to our rules. We did what we were supposed to do, except that last one, which I'm adding as a new rule now. Um, but yeah, so let's kind of go into what we saw initially, because I mean, this is just an absolutely insane trade. It's a monster trade. Again, I thank God that we were able to get this. I'm very fortunate and lucky that we were able to get this. But if we go back into replay and we see what we're looking at 7:30, this is what I saw, and I hate this. The reason why I do is because there's such tight compression between value area high and value area low. Only about 18 points between the two levels. So it doesn't really give you much risk to reward. Um, and also too, if I delete volume profile real quick, sometimes TradingView will look like this, but if I delete volume profile, you'll see this is our opening candle right here, right? So were we bullish or were we bearish? I personally thought we were bullish just because we held here and we were coming up. We had a nice move, but then this was a bearish move down, right? So it was just one of those things where it's like, okay, we could have been bullish, we could have been bearish. One thing that I have learned though, whenever it comes to trading such tight compressions, is that you want to lean towards the overall trend. Today we actually had our value area level. I'm actually going to move this so that way it doesn't bother it for tomorrow. But our value area high level was actually where our prior week value area low was, right? And you can see right here too, we bounced off of that. Even after the session closed right here, right, we bounced off of that and continued higher. So that was a very strong level of support down here. Again, overall trend is bullish. We are moving upwards, right? There is no significant selling up until this point right here where you can see this morning star pattern coming down. So now we're at current sessions point of control. So here I was like, we might be switching bearish, right? Because of this candle here, but then you have this bullish engulfing candle. So I was like, okay, we are bullish. And you'll start to see that I added here. It came in pretty hot. Um, Adding quite a few contracts. We added one, right? Starting at 741. That's where we started adding. So it's after that bullish engulfing. You'll see I started adding here, right? Once this happened right there, I started adding there because I was like, that's two signs that we're bouncing off value area lows here. Bullish engulfing there. This isn't exactly a bullish engulfing, but it is engulfing the body Same thing with this one too, but it is engulfing the body of this red candle here, which was a hammer as well. So we start coming in. When we started coming in here, initially my stop loss was down here at 290, right? Why was it at 290? Just because, again, the fact that we had value area lows here, and that's pretty much what I was, or sorry, I think it was at 283, sorry. Um, Either way, below this value area low, but then we ended up moving it up to 290 just because, um, in terms of price, how much I added, I was like, that's how much I'm comfortable losing. If we start dropping below these levels here, then I know I've lost, right? So that's what happened. We added there, but then you can see here we stopped ourselves out at 317.50. We stopped ourselves out, and that is one of the things that I need to work on. Now, obviously, this is because of sizing up, dealing with the emotions of sizing up too. I know if I was only risking $200, I would not be stopping myself out at 317.50. I know that, right? So why am I doing that here? Why am I stopping myself out at 317.50? There's absolutely no reason to do so. So once we did that at 816, once we did that, that was kind of where I was like, all right, let's take a break. We'll take a breather, right? Let's actually look at it for what it is, right? This is what's happening. This is what I'm seeing. What are we doing, right? So I was really being patient, waiting. Boom, pivot point. We start heading higher. And at this point right here, I was like, okay, let's see, right? And then at 823, which I believe is this next candle right here, right? Boom. It was on low volume, but that's a big candle, right? The two most important indicators, if you're new and you're learning how to trade, the two most important indicators, in my opinion, is price. That is obviously the number one most important indicator, but volume, right? And this is where you do not have price volume matching, where you have such a big candle on low volume. So that should make you wary. However, price is the most important indicator. We're bouncing off value area lows, and we have a pivot point right here on higher volume. If we really wanted to sell off, we'd be driving down on increasing volume, and that would be a telltale sign that's like, okay, we're not heading higher anymore. But this proved to me that this is a really good area. You put your stop loss here at this wick, right? Or this one right here at 732, and you go from there, right? So there's no reason for me to have been stopped out initially. And when I saw this, I was like, okay, we're getting back in, and we're not going to be scared, right? Initially, when we first got in, because our stop loss was so tight, it was about $120. But then after that, as we continue, oh, sorry, right here. But after that, as we continued to add, then our stop loss grew, obviously, to the point it was about like close to $400. But you can see here, I was adding. Here, I took off five because once I saw this candle moving like this, I was like, we could potentially be heading higher. I mean, that is such a strong candle, high volume, barely a top wick there. At this point, value area highs were at 336, but I mean, we had surpassed that, right, at that time. So here, you could have taken some off here if you wanted, but I just had a feeling. Again, I don't know anything, right? I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what will happen. But because we got this increasing volume, I was like, there's no reason to take off all of your position right here. I've learned from that, right? So we aim for 344, which is the top of this green candle right here. Targets were 349, then possibly the top of the opening candle right here, which was 363, and then obviously continuing higher and higher, right? So that's exactly what we got to. We took some off. Um, we took some off at 373.75, 365.25, 344.25. I thought we took off more to be honest, but I don't know um, what happened there, I guess. I guess we only added 9 contracts that time. But that's exactly what happened. And that's how we won today. And honestly, it's just insane. Like it's really crazy. I mean, if you look at this graph, it's like holy crap. Now, I don't think it's up to date. Let me check real quick. Sometimes it'll only do the past month. But let's just do from there, and then we'll go to uh, last month, and then we'll change this to here, and then we'll do this to here because that is today. It's just incredible. It's crazy to look at this and be like, wow, like we're actually trading well. We're actually doing what we need to do. Um, we're on a day winning streak. We're not on a winning streak though. We've only won one trade since our last loss, which was today. But it's honestly just incredible to see. Like, okay, we're doing it now. We are sizing up, but we are doing it now, and I'm just so happy about that. NQ, I did the same exact thing on NQ, as you can see here. We had a $1,500 day. I'm looking to pass this hopefully tomorrow. Um, so I'm really looking to pass this account tomorrow and have 500 accounts be max allocated. But um, it's honestly just crazy to see this. So now I'm available to take a $700 payout. Again, like I said, I'm looking to see if we can, finish this week. Let's see how this week goes. If we finish this week, see where we're at. If we're in a really good spot, then yeah, maybe we'll take a payout. If not, then we'll keep on trading. Um, but even yesterday and today, there are so many valuable lessons that can be taken from wins, right? Especially wins that happened after a loss, such as today. There's so many valuable lessons, right? I should not be closing my trade early. Why? Like again, I'm not upset about it, but it's like, why am I closing my trade early? Because of the size? Because I don't want to lose $400. I wasn't even going to lose $400 if I got stopped out. It would have been about $340, right? So we still would have been up on the week. I still would have been fine. But it's a valuable lesson. I'm very grateful and thankful to God that, okay, I had the wherewithal to be able to pause, slow down, really look at what was happening, see that pivot point, and then, okay, we jump back in, right? And this time, something I'm very proud of myself for trading tonight too, is that I was ready and willing to lose however much I was going to lose. The full $400, I was like, I don't care. If we lose $400 on this trade, we're down 650 on the day, fine, so be it, right? Look at this past Monday right here. This past Monday right here, you could see that I lost two trades. I was trading New York session and I lost two trades and we were down 463, but it didn't phase me. Why didn't it phase me, right? But now because I'm sizing up, it's phasing me. That should not be the case. I should not be thinking that way. I should be thinking that this is the normal trades that I take, win or loss, right? The wins and the losses. These are my normal trades. We're just using bigger size, right? And the fact that we were able to come back, jump back in, fully accept that loss if it were to happen, and trade well, letting our runners continue. And we had a really good day today. So I am proud of that. I am extremely proud of that. I understand that trading is very difficult. It's so hard, and the emotions of sizing up is completely different. Like I'm sweating, the back of my knees are sweaty. I sound like Eminem throwing up mom's spaghetti, but like it's just one of those things where you just have to continuously it's not even resetting your mind, but forming a mindset to where like you are so formidable, like your mental fortitude is so strong that it doesn't matter if you're sizing up, you're just going to take the trade. You're not going to be scared. You're just going to take the trade. You're going to take your setup. When it's there, you take it. And today, my setup was there. We stopped out early. We had the mental fortitude to come back, reset, go back in because we knew our setup and our model was still present, and things continued. And we got really lucky with the big move. Not going to lie to you. I was not expecting something like that. But we did it today. And I believe that this can be a turning point if we learn from each and every trade that we take. And I hope that you guys are also doing the same thing. Not only learning from what I do, right, and how I trade, if you trade a similar style using volume profile and volume price analysis, or if you're trading ICT, if you're using order flow, whatever, I don't care. Orbs, who cares, right? But I hope that you guys are building your mindset, building that mentality, doing the right things in order for yourself to become profitable, in order for yourself to do what you've always wanted to do when it comes to trading, which is to make money, right? And again, I've said this in previous videos, I'll say it again here today. It is not about making money. It is not about making money, right? When it comes to having a good process in trading, it's not about making money. It's about taking your setup when it's present, sticking to your model, implementing good trading habits. And because of all of those things, the money will come as a result of your process. The money will not come if you're trying to force the money. I promise you, I promise you, it will not come if you're trying to make money. It just won't. And I remember, I was just talking to my girlfriend about this earlier today. I remember earlier in, or I mean, it was just earlier this year in January, but you could have said it was November, December, whatever. When I first started trading, I had my first $1,000 day where I made a trade and it was $1,000 trading NQ. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea, but I was like, hey, babe, look, like $1,000 day. And at that time, I was trying to force myself in making money. I was trying to force myself in trying to pass a combine. I viewed it as like something that was like so insurmountable. How am I supposed to climb this mountain? What am I supposed to do to pass this combine? To finally say that I'm a funded trader, that I am part of the 5 to 10%. I think it's 5%, but I am part of the 5% of people who ever try to pass that has now passed and has now become funded. I remember looking at it as like such a tall task. It's like, I can't believe how hard it is to do this. I don't know if I can do it. But now today, like I'm talking as if like, oh, yeah, I'm just gonna see if I can pass this combine this week. Like what? Like it's crazy. And it's because of the fact, I mean, look, like I wouldn't have been able to do this before. I would not have been able to do this before. Where I'm taking my model, taking my setup, right? Obviously I stopped out early today, but like just fully like not being scared of doing what I need to do in order to pass, right? This is a combine, it's completely different to a funded account. So I would never trade this size on a funded account unless it was 150K. But still, it's like the fact that you're able to do that, the fact that I'm able to look at it as a process and build the mindset, the mentality required in order to trade, to take a loss, to realize that you stopped out early, and to say, okay, what are we doing? What does it look like? Can I enter? Right? Because I was about to lock my account. If I didn't see anything that I wanted, I was not going to jump back in today. I was going to lock my account and say, we lost. We did it wrong. We stopped out early. We should have taken the full loss. We have to accept our risk. That's one of the things I've written down in my phone that I need to do, right? Accept our risk. But we were able to bounce back from that and again get lucky. I'm not saying that I'm a Patrick Wieland or an amazing trader like that. We got lucky today. We had some good news go in our favor, but we were able to stick to it because of our mindset. And I guess that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. So this is a different me. I'm more passionate, but it's still stoic. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people get confused too. This is the last thing I'll say before I leave. But a lot of times people think that being stoic is emotionless, that you don't have any emotions. It's so wrong. It's flat out wrong. Being stoic is understanding your emotions and responding to them accordingly. And today I did just that. I understood my emotions. I understood why I stopped out early. But I understood that my model was still present, and I understood that I need to be able to accept my risk, go back into the trade, and take the trade, right? And that's what we did. So, yeah, a little bit more passionate today, guys. A little bit more of a rant towards the end. I was not planning that whatsoever, but um, definitely grateful for that, for the trade today. Grateful for being up um, on the account as well. I'm very lucky and blessed that we had such a good win today. But again, our goal is to be able to continue this, continue moving up, um, and just keep pushing. And just keep pushing. So we'll keep working. We'll definitely keep working for sure. And hopefully we're able to do more of this in the future. I hope so. I hope so. But anyway, guys, hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully, you guys are able to take some of what I said and apply it to yourselves too, because I know trading is so hard. Trading is so difficult. Dealing with increased size is difficult. Being able to win is difficult. But I know that we can do it. If we just keep working hard, if we just keep pushing, I know we can do it. So, yeah, let me know how you guys are doing. Hopefully, you guys are having a good week. Hopefully, you guys are trading well. Hopefully, you guys are managing risk well. And yeah, keep trading stoically.